Hey guys, welcome back to 4-wheel drive is life. Ever since the new Ford Bronco came out, everyone has been saying that it is the best 4x4 IFS vehicle on the market. However, I think there is a strong contender to the Ford Bronco, which is the Toyota Land Cruiser. So let's see who is the better off-road vehicle. They both have independent front suspension, they're both on 35-inch tires, and they're about like 2 to 3 inch lifted, so it's going to be a very close comparison. First, we come to the rolling rock hills. This hill is about 27 to 30 degree incline with loose rocks and a big boulder ledge in the middle of the climb. As you see here, when the terrain is dry, it's relatively no problem for the triple locked Land Cruiser. However, I'll show you another footage of the wet surface condition in a little bit so that you will see the surface condition actually plays a big role in this. Here comes the Bronco. It's about 2 inch lifted with 35-inch tires. It doesn't have any front or rear locker, so it's open diff, but the Bronco's traction control system works pretty well. I know some of you may already thinking, oh, my Honda Civic or lifted Subaru can do it, but in reality it's a much more difficult trail than it may seem on the camera. And if you don't believe it, welcome to check out other videos of mine. I'm featuring all the vehicles on this hill, so you will get an understanding of how difficult it may be. See this slab of rock? It's pretty sizable. As you see, this Bronco is on 35-inch tires, so the ground clearance is very good, but it's still kind of touching the bottom of the Bronco, which you know, in a flat situation it's fine, but then in the incline condition like this, you will lose your momentum or traction right away when you're climbing a steep hill and trying to climb on a rock. As mentioned earlier, the Bronco doesn't have any lockers, so it's just relying on its traction control system to do the work, which seems to be pretty capable, pretty competent in this kind of situation. Paired with the mud-terrain tires, it's more than enough. So we had the chance to film the Land Cruiser again on the same climb at a different date. It was just rained previously, so the terrain's a little wet, and you will see that the Land Cruiser kind of struggles a little more than it did at the first try in a different date. Please note that both vehicles were aired down to about 18 to 20-ish psi, so they're very close in that aspect. So the Land Cruiser 200 didn't have the locker engaged at this moment.
Chris, are you locked?
Rear locker's on now.
他没上锁，他没上锁。Yeah, I would just lock it all. Lock it all. It's much difficult than last time we tried it. All right, Chris, hold on. You have a crowd control, right? You can just cry right up from here.
That.
You don't even need to back up, you just cry. He's gonna engage the crowd control.
We're trying to engage it now.
It's not grabbing. Your rear tire is like smoking right now. You don't. Yeah, it's not grabbing. It's too wet. You can try the crowd control if you want. Your wheel is to the. Okay. Your wheel is straight now.
There's a different line you can take.
前面那个坡腰太难，我 stock 了我就直接
So the Land Cruiser finally was able to make it with triple locked and a little bit of momentum. Next we have the Rock Garden climb. This is also a very steep climb and also featuring a lot of large boulders. The vehicle needs absolute ground clearance. So 35-inch tires is a must for any non-Jeep models, I believe. With a good throttle control, locker, and spotter, Land Cruiser 200 made it very easy, made it seem like very easy on a very difficult climb. Here comes the Ford Bronco. It's 2-inch lifted on 35-inch tires without any lockers, so it's just front and back open diff, and it's relying on its traction control systems. Somehow to me it felt like the Bronco doesn't have a lot of fine control in terms of throttle control. The vehicle just lunges forward, back and forth with minimum control compared to the Land Cruiser. I believe that's due to the lack of the super low range a manual shifting Bronco would have, and it's a 2.0 turbo. I'm not quite sure. Sorry, it's a 2.3 turbo. I'm not quite sure if the lower end torque it is enough for the Bronco 2.3 turbo. Also for the Bronco, it didn't seem like to have enough ground clearance even on 35-inch tires and 2-inch lifted. It wasn't really a problem when the Land Cruiser had tried it. I'm pretty sure that the rock size didn't go bigger or didn't increase between the Land Cruiser and Bronco, but it definitely felt like the Bronco does not have enough clearance to clear the initial boulders. As you see here, the Bronco got high centered on that big rock in the middle, right on the engine skid plate. And we're just trying to get the vehicle backed out of it, which turns out to be a little bit of a hassle. So eventually the Bronco gave up the attempt on this obstacle. Since it was not able to make it up safely, we called it a day. So that's it for the comparison. Please comment below on which vehicle do you think did better and which vehicle would you pick for your off-road needs. I would really like to hear from you guys. Personally, I would still take the Land Cruiser 200 series if the price is not an issue, it's not a problem, because I like the long-term proven reliability of the LC200. However, the new Ford Bronco is a big contender to the Land Cruiser series. So I can't wait to see what Ford Bronco has evolved or will be evolving into.